What is up, guys? Today we have a pretty special video for you guys. I'm going to be reviewing the upcoming earnings for stocks this week. I'm only going to be picking around 6 stocks here, my 6 favorite stocks for this week's earnings. Not all of these stocks I think are going to beat, and I will probably be wrong on 1 or 2 of these stocks. So this is really just a guess. You can't be 100% that a stock is going to beat or miss earnings. You're really just not going to be very, very accurate with that. It really is just coming down to a guess. But first off here, we have Tesla. And I want to look first on the monthly chart. I'll get rid of this here. But you can see we are perfectly at that all-time high range after this long dip here. So this is really going to decide if it's time to move higher or if we still have some cooling down to do before continuing higher. So with a beat, I think we continue higher, obviously. And that is what I expect. I expect a beat out of Tesla. And I expect I think we go down to around 390 before they actually report. I think tomorrow will open up pretty red. But I do think that they will beat and they will be up after earnings. And I think that will bring us back to around the $420 level after being down around 390. I think we will see a $30 jump. But ideally, you want to stay above this purple line here. Ideally, you want to stay above this purple box here where you have your liquidation. You don't want to drop below that. We do want to continue higher, and I think that will happen. Looking at the weekly chart, you are kind of breaking out of this wedge and then retesting it. It looks like maybe you come back down and then just pop off. One of the two is going to happen. I think something like this will happen where you come down tomorrow to around 390 here off that deep sake, and something around here maybe even draw it out a little bit lower so it's something like this. I think something like that will happen, but I do expect Tesla to beat and raise on earnings. I think they will be up after hours on their earnings report. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. Apple has been getting destroyed the last couple of weeks, but I think we may have found a bottom for now. I think tomorrow will open red, so maybe this isn't the bottom, but I think realistically, when we look back on this stock in a few weeks, this will have been the bottom. I'm a little bit concerned with Apple's earnings. I want to say they miss, but I am going to guess that they beat. My gut's telling me that they miss, but you know what? I got to go with my gut feeling. I think they're going to miss. I don't think Apple's going to beat earnings. I still am just a little concerned with their competitive moat. I mean, I understand they're the only ones doing it, but the products that they haven't really changed much over the years. And I'm saying recent years, obviously, if you scale out, yes, they have been insane. But I'm saying year over year now or quarter over quarter, not a lot is changing. I don't really know what they improved on with the new iPhone besides changing the charger. That's seriously all I know about it. I feel like there's not a big technology jump going on year over year with them. I think they are always advancing. I think they are a great company nonetheless. But I do think that they miss earnings this time around, and it does send them lower. If we do get below this range here, it's not looking the best. Let's see. What we would target down would be maybe 194. That would be a bit of a large drop, but maybe that would most likely be the bottom if we ever got there. Maybe we do drop there and then we play around there and then bounce back out of it. Next, I want to go over to Microsoft. Microsoft here. I think Microsoft beats as well. I hopefully do think that they will come out with some kind of Bitcoin buy. That would be really, really nice to see from them or Meta. I think that it could happen. I know their shareholders voted against it, but I think Bill Gates is for it. I was reading some articles where he was talking about not being against it. So I think that'd be a really good surprise. I think that would definitely boost them. But I do think we will see all-time highs if they beat. And if not, I think the reason for that would be is because tomorrow we're definitely going to open red. Tomorrow will probably be a pretty red day. So I think something like this could happen, and then on earnings day, then you pop. I understand this is the weekly chart, so something like that isn't really going to happen, but maybe you're like right here for earnings, and then you pop out of this, and then we come back down and then continue higher. Something like that will happen, but I do think that they are going to continue to grow, and I do think that they beat on earnings this time around, but I would not be surprised if they missed. I'll say that. Next, we have Meta. I'm probably the most bullish on Meta and Tesla. So I do think that they beat, and I think that they do end up scraping this 2618 at the $718 level. And now if we do drop tomorrow and say we get down to like that 620 level, I think it will just still be around a $50 move is what I expect, a $50 move to the upside. I think maybe we come down and we find our support right here and dance around there until we move up. I'll highlight it in orange here. So I think we maybe get around this level by their earnings and then move up higher. Next, I want to go ahead and take a look at SoFi. SoFi is probably actually the most bullish. I do think that they are definitely going to beat. I think this is a 100% beat. If I were to really bet on anything, it would be them. Just with how much they've grown, their customer growth has been insane. Year over year, it's just 100% everywhere. The financials look really good for this company. So I definitely think that we will end up around this $20 range, somewhere in here. It's just kind of hard to tell, especially when we know tomorrow is going to open red off that DeepSeek news. So it is a little hard to judge, but I do think ultimately we do kind of find this 1618 and then maybe play around in here. I think we probably get like a $4 move. What would the percent be on that? I would assume like a 15% move or like a 12% move maybe. So something like that, and then say maybe we open, we drop back down. It would be something like this maybe. So I do think you definitely beat, and I do think the price is up after your earnings on SoFi. I'm pretty confident on that. That would probably be my most confident stock in this video today, followed by Tesla and then Meta, and then probably Microsoft, Apple. But next, I do want to talk about ASML, and this is going to be the last stock in this video. I think ASML beats. I think it's going to be a good beat too. I think they just follow this channel too well not to beat here. And if they don't beat, that's not good. You really want to see them beat here, but I do think it does happen. I think they do beat, and I do think that they raise and continue higher. We can go ahead and look here. You definitely have some gaps to fill on the way up. A huge gap up here. I don't think you get up here obviously by earnings, but maybe earnings will project you up where you do see that in the coming weeks and months and so on. But I do think that this was the bottom for the channel. Maybe you do drop down for the rest of the week, and then earnings will help you get back up to this next wave. If we do get down here and we beat, I may go ahead and buy some because this is going to be a pretty crazy move back up. 76% after cooling off, and that was just a pretty normal cool off. So I do think ASML beats. I think they raise, and I think that they are up after hours. So guys, just quickly to recap, we have Tesla, where I think we're going to beat. I think we're going to beat, and the price will be up after hours. We have Apple, where I really think they're going to miss, and the price will be down after hours. I think this is maybe something where it goes with a spread, where you kind of just, earnings comes out, maybe it's like a $4 swing, like a 2% swing, like nothing crazy, kind of like NVIDIA's last earnings. Next, we have Microsoft. I expect them to beat, and I expect them to be at around all-time highs, if not higher, after earnings. And if not, I do expect a bit of a drop, probably something around that $400 level or lower. I do not think a beat would be very, or a miss would be very good for them. I think you would end up dropping out of this, little bull flag here. I think you'd eventually end up dropping out of that if they did miss. And then next we have Meta. I'm pretty confident in Meta. I think their Azure and all that is pretty good. I also like all the news coming out with them, and really their ad revenue with like Instagram and stuff like that, as TikTok has gotten banned. I think that is going to really help them. It just makes the most sense to me. If no one's on TikTok, more of them are going to be on Instagram Reels and Facebook, etc. Other than that, guys, we also have SoFi, where I think they're going to beat, and I think we will see a $20 price target of some sort. I think you will hit the $20 price target if you do beat, and it is good. I really don't see any way that this stock doesn't beat. But if you were to miss, we could probably target something like 1553 to the downside. If that were to happen, I think 1553 is a good range to maybe find some support after earnings. And then lastly, guys, we have ASML, which I do think beat, and I think it's going to be pretty good. I think they beat and raise, and then over the next coming months, we will see something like this, where they just continue back up like they have before. So, guys, that is going to be all from me. Don't forget to click the link down in the description below. It'll send you guys to our free and paid Discord. Other than that, guys, make sure you guys follow, like, and subscribe, and then comment down below what stocks you guys want to see in the next update. See you guys tomorrow.